Most of us have been to a Broadway musical or a school play of some sort. It's always a grand production with lighting and costumes and props. And without fail, the crowd is left amazed at how it all came off without a hitch. But if you had a backstage pass, you would understand how chaotic it can be in the seconds before the curtain goes up. Of course, the audience doesn't see the backstage frenzy, just the front stage performance. I'm Tom Miller, and I'm pastor of the drama known as Central Assembly in Superior, Wisconsin, and this is your Backstage Pass, Fuel for the Fire, Volume 647. When you see the lives of other people, you're generally looking at front stage. You see the end product with the curtain up, the lights on, and all the props in place. You see what they want you to see. But backstage, behind the curtain, can be another story. And if you had a backstage pass, you might see it's not all it appears to be. Lots of life is just smoke and mirrors. We don't hear a lot about the frantic backstage tension, so we're left with the impression everything is under control, when in reality, behind the curtain, the wheels may be about to come off. The problem happens as we compare ourselves to others. We feel inadequate, like a second-rate production. But what we fail to realize is we're comparing our backstage to someone else's front stage. You're comparing the turmoil behind your curtain to someone else's life on the night of the big show. We know our own backstage all too well. We cannot imagine someone else's backstage to be bedlam like ours. But what if we had a backstage pass? If we had a backstage pass, we might realize everyone has a little turmoil behind the curtain. A messy backstage does not mean you are inadequate. It's just another lie of the enemy designed to discourage you. We need to avoid the tendency to compare our backstage to someone else's front stage. Galatians 6:4 says, "Let every man prove his own work, and then shall he have rejoicing in himself alone and not in another." It can be helpful to learn from others, but we must compare apples to apples, not our backstage to their front stage. Hey, we're all a part of a grand production called life. Backstage can be hectic and may contain some of our less than award-winning moments. But the show must go on, as they say. And when we step on stage, we can still rise above our backstage failures. It's okay if our backstage has a lived-in feel. After all, it's backstage. But never compare your backstage to the other guy's front stage. Instead, get a backstage pass, and you'll discover his backstage may look strikingly similar to yours. That's the way I see it, and that's a little fuel for the fire. And remember, I love you guys.